Despite some unexpected April flurries, it's looking safe to say that spring has finally sprung. Now that the grass is greener, it's just about time to turn our attention down south to Georgia, home of the beautiful Augusta National Golf Club. Welcome back to Penn State Sports Night. I'm Anna Licastro, joined by Amanda Vogt and Lauren Harth, and we are so excited to bring you this year's preview of the 2024 Masters Tournament. Now, Amanda, you've been waiting for this segment for so long. You've been more excited to talk golf than anybody, so this first question is going to you. Obviously, the Masters is a huge annual event, but what makes this year's tournament different from the rest?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, and just on the surface, hole number 2 has a change. The tee box was moved 10 yards further and to the left, so that'll make those tee shots on that second hole a little bit different from the players than what you're used to. But the biggest storyline is that there is a live golfer as the reigning champion. Jon Rahm won the 87th Masters last year and then recently switched over to the live tour and is now back. It's the first time where a live player is defending a major title, let alone the Masters. There are 13 total live golfers in the field because of exemptions that they have from other major championships and any official world golf rankings that they still have because they cannot earn points the same way anymore. And all the drama that has ensued with the chance for a combination between the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund and the PGA Tour is still in the works, but obviously no decisions there yet. But Jon Rahm said today that he wanted LIV to move to 72 holes, which is a bold statement considering the fact that LIV's brand has been 54 holes less golf, but now the ultimate test is to defend the title at Augusta National. Lauren, what are your thoughts on Jon Rahm's return?
On Jon Rahm's return, I think it's just really interesting because it points out the controversy between the PGA Tour and LIV. It's been the drama the whole year about who is right to be switching and all of the public's reactions to these controversial switches, if you will. And I think this drama it creates, and you spoke about it, there's that many live players making it after they're not allowed to play in these other regular event tours. It's just, that's what is the biggest storyline for this Masters.
Well, it's great to hear that there's so much to look forward to clearly in this year's tournament. And speaking of which, I think that we need to take a bit of a deeper dive into the stars of the show, the players themselves. You guys both talked a little bit about Jon Rahm, but Lauren, I'm going to start with you this time. There are 89 players in the field this year. Who is standing out to you as players to watch for 2024?
Well, obviously, Tiger Woods is right at the top of that list. He had to sit out of the Genesis Invitational when he got the flu. So clearly, it's a big deal that he's coming back and is attempting to play. He's ready to play throughout the Masters. And I think the biggest thing for him is trying to prove it to himself that he can do it. He's clearly no stranger to the press, both negative and positive. And I think he's really trying to reshape his image going into this Masters and prove it to himself that he is healthy and he can do it.
Yeah, and every time Tiger Woods steps on a golf course, he certainly eclipses the attention. Whether it's the real eclipse or not, the Masters did give out their own special glasses to those patrons in attendance for the practice rounds. And playing in a practice round today with Tiger was Will Zalatoris, who had back surgery a year ago today. And he's back and in the field. And he said Tiger Woods has played the best he's seen in quite some time. And that is such a statement of confidence because of all that Tiger's been in through. Originally, he wanted to play in one event per month. And ideally, you would think that that would have been last month's Players' Championship, which he opted out of. But now he is in the field. And if he were to make the cut, he would extend his streak to 24, which is the most all-time by any player. He already has 5 green jackets, went back-to-back in 2001 and 2002. The show that he could put on at Augusta National is unlike anything else. When he won it back in 2019, it changed the world of golf. It proved what he can do. And having him back here this week, seeing how he can progress and stuff like that will be super interesting. And he might be a seasoned veteran at Augusta, but there's someone making his first career start at the Masters, and that is Akshay Bhatia, who punched his ticket into the 89-player field with his win on Sunday at the Valero Texas Open and won in a playoff. And Akshay is no stranger to Augusta, but he is a stranger to the Masters. He won the drive, chip, and putt competition as a child at Augusta National, which was held always the Sunday before the Masters. And so now he gets to make his return and his debut. But there are a lot of other veterans in the field. I know Scottie Scheffler's been on a great run. What have you seen from him this PGA Tour season, Lauren?
Well, clearly going into it, he's the #1 favorite to win it all. So obviously, eyes will be on him throughout the week and into the weekend. But I think the biggest thing is that he's been performing really well so far in the tournament games that he's played so far. I think the biggest thing is that he won 2 golf tours back-to-back weeks. He was able to carry his momentum, maintain his composure, which I think can be big in the Masters, is when trying to maintain and stay true to what you know how to do. So I think going into this week, coming in as the #1 favorite will definitely bode well for him.
Yeah, and Scotty, those 2 wins that he had, he took the week off to kind of spend some time at home in Dallas before making the trip to Augusta. But there are a lot of names this year who have not been performing that well. Rory McIlroy, one of them, kind of had a good finish last week, but hasn't been as consistent. His misses are really concerning. He's trying to go out there for the career Grand Slam, but I don't really know if that's feasible for him right now. Missing to the left on a lot of those shots at the Players where he missed the cut, not a great look heading in here. Other stars like Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth haven't been playing that well, and there was a lot of news about Justin Thomas this week, Lauren.
Yeah, you said it, a lot of news about him this week. He's had lackluster matches so far, and I think that obviously the biggest thing is his change in caddy. Kind of odd and questionable to do this, especially before a big event like the Masters. So I think that for him going into this tournament, it's kind of almost make or break for him. Obviously, it's not like the only make or break event, but coming in with a new caddy and trying to turn around the narrative that he's created with his lackluster play so far. And you mentioned Rory McIlroy. I think he's kind of in the same boat. He's going for the career Grand Slam, but I don't know if that's going to come this year after the struggles he has had so far. But I think that these veteran members will be able to get themselves together going into the finals.
Yeah, I agree. And even some of those LIV guys who have played at Augusta several times, you don't see them that much while they're playing these LIV tournaments because of their coverage discrepancies. But players like Brooks Koepka, who won the PGA Championship, so he became the first outright LIV golfer to win a major championship. So that extends his exemption into these events. He finished tied for second or third to Jon Rahm playing in that final group last year. And players like Phil Mickelson had a strong showing also in the field again this year. And seeing how everybody fares, it's going to be drama-filled, which is the best thing you could ask in golf. When it comes down to the back nine on a Sunday and you have a close lead going into Amen Corner with 11, 12, 13, and then down the stretch, there's nothing more that you could ask for. And to kick off the majors every year at Augusta, it's the only major that returns to the same spot every year. It is just so special.
It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, you two both had some really great picks and really great points to go along with each and every one. Clearly, this is going to be some really heavy competition between some super seasoned veterans. I feel like I learned so much just from your analysis that I should start making my own predictions now, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut because as much as we like to predict the future, with so many promising competitors, only time will tell who comes out on top. Thank you so much for watching this week's edition of Penn State Sports Night. Be sure to let us know in the comments your top picks for the 2024 Masters. For Amanda Vogt and Lauren Harth, I'm Anna Licastro. Have a great night.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night.
For more content like this, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a like, and follow our socials down below.
And as always, we are
Penn State Sports Night.